Here we go. Part 3 of our interview with Paul Weber right after this. Welcome back to another video from TrebleHook Music Collaboration. I'm your host, Garrett Macklem, bringing you part 3 of our interview with Canadian country recording artist Paul Weber. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2 yet, you can find them on our YouTube channel. Please like the videos, and if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications so that you can be updated when we post new content. We also have an Instagram page that you could go and follow where we share content as well. So how about we check out this final part of our interview with Paul. He's going to share with us his thoughts on TrebleHook and how he feels it could benefit musicians worldwide during these modern times. So do you think that we're doing something that could maybe help the songwriting process?
Oh, certainly. Certainly, because if, I think you're going to have songwriters of every level, which is what you're kind of reaching out to, I would think.
Yep.
You're not going to limit it to just people that have written songs, and you're not going to limit it to just people that haven't written songs. It's going to be like an open stage where you take what you get, and whoever offers what they offer in their own way, they could stumble on a gem. My brother plays pedal steel guitar, and pedal steel guitar is the toughest instrument next to the harp, and the fiddle's tough too. But it takes my brother to play 10, 12 hours a day as learning his craft. And right now, I bet he still is, because he's not doing anything else. Point is, we'd be on the road, and Monday night you'd play, and the bands would all come to see you. The local bands would come out on a Monday night to see who's in town. And we drank in those days, but we were there to play music. And we might sit up all night playing acoustics and doing whatever, partying with some of the musicians and some of the people. But in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, steel players would be knocking on my brother's door, getting him out of bed. He'd probably been in bed for an hour, and he'd get up and they'd set their steel up, and he'd set his up. And one time the leader of the band said, "Why do you do that? These guys aren't good players. They don't know. They're stealing everything. They're stealing everything from you that you took years to learn." He said, "Yeah, but you know what? They might have stumbled on something that I don't know." And it's not just all about. It's about helping people too. That's what we're here to do. Music was never meant to make a living. Music was meant to make people feel good. The ones singing it and the ones receiving it. But now, you never know what somebody out there on the other end. They're going to hear something in the line, and they're gonna take the song a different way, but it might finish the tune. So yeah, I think it's a great thing. It'll help anybody's songwriting, and that's why the best Nashville writers write together. It doesn't matter what level you're on; it's going to help.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome to hear from an artist such as yourself's point of view. So you mentioned about having a bunch of songs that you haven't finished yet. Do you think that TrebleHook would be something that you would be interested in using with some of those songs?
Well, with our time being like it is, with lots of time, I already in my mind been trying to remember all the different places I've got songs stashed around this whole building, and briefcases.
Written in the walls, eh?
Yeah, briefcases and this and that. So yeah, the whole idea of just doing this and know what you guys are doing, and the Zoom things, where we got to meet you and stuff like that, it did spark a new desire in me to want to write some more and to stay active at something that I loved. I didn't do it for a living. I made a living, luckily, but I didn't do it for money. I did it because I wanted to. I loved it. I was one of the fortunate ones in those days that we saw a window of 40 years where just an average band could make a living and play coast to coast and meet the great people and be in every province. I fished. I love fishing. I fished in every province in Canada because I was fortunate enough to travel the road and play music there. So, yeah, I think that I would try to find something. Now, in looking back on them now, some 35, 38 years ago, there'll be songs that might not apply to my life anymore. I'm proud to say that I've changed my life. And but there won't be anything that would be wrong to put on TrebleHook. There'd just be somebody else would identify with them where I can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, the answer would be yes to that. I think I would.
Well, that's awesome to hear. We definitely look forward to anything upcoming that we can see on the website. We take both MP3 recordings and we also do PDF for lyrics. So you can
do you speak English when you tell people this stuff?
Yeah,
I'd have to get you to explain that to me once more. But
yeah, so MP3 is an audio file. So any audio recordings that you may have, depending on what they're recorded on, you can find the help to convert it to an MP3, which would allow you to upload it to the website. And then a PDF is just basically a sheet music. So if you have anything written down, you can type it out on the computer and then put it into a PDF file, which would upload it as well to the website. And then that way people can download it to add lyrics or download it to add a collaboration of their own audio file for music.
I don't know if anybody realizes how lucky people are in the production end of things now. When I first went in the studio, there was the big, I want to say 3-inch, but it might not have been 3-inch, but it was tape that was that wide. And if you had to do an overdub, they'd have to stop it. They'd splice the tape. They'd do it all. Nowadays, you don't even really have to be able to sing anymore to do an album. But and I don't like that much. But in the same breath, you guys, we can sit down and do a song, and I can send it to you, and you can, like, for guys like me, my first 2 albums were on the big tape, and we had them digitally redone. Right. So I could have them on CD. Yeah. But I used to tell people my first stuff was on stone tablature because that's how things have changed so much. And it's people that don't realize that they take the modern technology for granted. But it's not that long ago that this stuff all started changing so drastically. Yeah, pretty amazing. Yeah.
It is, yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time with us today, Paul, to give us a little glimpse into your life and your music. And we look forward to, like I said, hearing maybe some of your stuff on our website.
Well, thank you very much for having me. And I'm sorry that I'm pretty shy. I don't talk much, but
Jared, it was great.
It's been a pleasure, and I wish you guys nothing but success with it because it's just a great avenue for people to get some songs done. And like I say, no matter if they don't go anywhere with them or if they do, songwriting, just like music, is just supposed to be fun. And who knows what could happen. It's great.
Wow. What an awesome interview that was. Thanks so much, Paul, for taking the time to sit down and speak with us, share with us some of your songwriting techniques, and even we got to hear you play a little bit, which was a real treat. Also, please extend our thanks to your wife, Donna, for helping us get this all set up. If you're from Ontario or you ever plan on visiting, look up the Commercial Tavern in Maryhill, Ontario. This is the establishment that Paul and Donna own, where you can often find them performing as well as hosting other musical performers. They would love for you to stop in and say hello. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the interview and maybe what your favorite part was. My favorite part was when he talked about getting together with his buddies, sitting around each with their own instrument, saying a word and branching off of that word, and then connecting everybody's thoughts together and making music. That's truly what collaborating is all about. And that's what we're trying to do at TrebleHook, is get musicians together worldwide to collaborate their music and make songs. Please go check out TrebleHook.net. See all of the original songs that have been uploaded. Upload your own original song. Or check out those original songs and collaborate with them if you feel that you could add something to it. In an upcoming video, we're going to be interviewing a close friend of mine and a recent published author of this book, Once Upon a Red Eye, The Life on the Road with Gordon Lightfoot. We'll get to know Richard a little bit, and we'll get to hear some of his experiences that he had during his time with Gordon Lightfoot, and maybe we'll get to hear him play a little music. Maybe he will enlighten us on some of his songwriting techniques, or even some of the artists that he got to share time with, maybe some of their thoughts on songwriting. So look out for that, and we'll see you next time.